And what's up, everybody? This is None Defense, host of this YouTube channel, and of course co-leader of the team Still Unboomable. And our other co-leader, or our real life leader, is Miss Boom Bitch Angie from across the room. Say it.
Hey, everybody.
And of course our co-leaders Bronsoon, Nick, Kill Officers, Hex, Titan, HB, and Bone, and Marshall. Hex, Titan, HB, Bone, and Marshall. Yep, that was all of them. Alright, I just want to go ahead and this video is a part of the Booming Without Borders campaign where we did do a training op with the Avengers, but I just want to go ahead and just quickly clarify something for anybody who watched the last couple of videos who don't get the joke. Bronsoon, the co-leader of the team, Still Unboomable, is an absolute awesome dude, and we love to goof off and we love to just talk smack to each other and stuff. So if you watch the videos, please understand that was me doing an impersonation of Bron. He's not really like that. He's actually very humble and very respectable and all that, but I love to poke fun at the fact that, you know, he does on his main account. All the other accounts he works them honest, but on his main account I love to just kind of, you know, poke fun at the rivalry of people who spend money on the game and the people who don't spend money on the game, and that's all. There's no harm intended. He knows it was a joke. He got a kick out of it. Everybody on our team did. So if you happen to be watching the series and you're thinking, I don't know, there was something there, it's not. That was just us being silly, and that was all me. That was me doing his voice. Anyway, okay, so that was that. So this video is dedicated to Booming Without Borders. As you can see, I'm currently on the team Avengers. Yesterday we did their co-leaders and leaders are Shark Killer, Venomous One, Boba Fett, very vocal, like it. And guys, you don't need everybody to be a co-leader. You don't need everybody to be an officer. You know, I'm just talking about identifying people who are definitely like my guys. You know what I mean? In fact, here, I'll get a piece of paper going here. And as we do this video, since this is dedicated to the training op, I'm going to just kind of make a point to write down a list of the people who are doing really well. Let's see. So, Shark Killer, I'm just going to write SK. VO, no, I'm just going to write Venom for Venom. Okay, and I'm ignoring whether you're officer, leader, or whatever. Spaniards is doing good. There were other teams that I've done training Booming Without Borders on, and they needed, one of their problems was they had too many officers. Everybody was an officer, it felt like, and their only requirement was get 10 intel a week, consistently, you know, and participate in a handful of op attacks. Guys, don't think that if you're a valued member of the team that you have to be an officer. An officer means that you're really the only people who need to be officers or co-leaders are people who intend to monitor the progress of the base, okay? Or excuse me, to intend to monitor the progress of the op throughout the day, and you don't have to sit there and just stare at an empty chat screen like I do on hard op days, because that's just me and my life, and you know the situation that I'm in. Life presents me, so I have the ability to do that. Not everybody does, but in real life, all you really need is just a casual check-in, and just, you know, so you need to just kind of know who's going to do that when you start an op. Who's going to be casually checking in throughout the day, and just to kind of help make sure people are pointing in the right direction. So those are the people that you need access to the notes. You know what I mean? So that's it. You know, but if you're a regular member, and I'm just going to say, Tailboy, like I've seen you do some great attacks, but I've yet to see you like really chat or get involved. So you're a member, and that doesn't mean you're anything good or anything bad. It just means that, you know, that's how you boom. You know what I mean? But then Shark Killer, you're on all the time. Venomous One, you're on particularly a lot in the evenings and very vocal. Boba Fett, you're on throughout the day. You know what I mean? So you guys, like the people that we're going to list off, these are the people that you can count on to be here. Just be here, you know, and just, you know, check in throughout the day, because that's really the secret, is just everybody communicating. You've seen how we how I can talk to people. You've seen how we can notes, and you've seen how we can train. You know, now as we're getting into the next steps, we're going to be talking about how to start really putting it all together. Sloppy Joe, man, you know, you're a co-leader, but I have not been impressed with you at all. Monkey, I'm going to be honest, like, you're the leader, you know, good job for being the leader, and there's nothing wrong with taking a casual leading position and let the more motivated, you know, more involved people, you know, handle the business. And if that's your thing, that's fine, but I think everybody, let's just be honest with each other and say that's what it is. You're more of a casual, you want to go in and just knock stuff down, and you want to let the other guys, you know, do the brain work. Hey, sweet, man, thanks, we can do that. You know, we certainly have the means to do that, but let's discuss that. Let's just make sure everybody understands what their role is, you know. So again, my eyeballs tell me that Shark Killer, he's your guy throughout the day. If there's a non-defense of this team, I'm thinking that it's him. That's just that, and it's not because of his level. It has nothing to do with his level. I'm just noticing he's on a lot, and he's got the skill, and he can swap things, and he can do whatever. Like, you know, build off of that guy, you know, like, you got a guy like that. You got Venomous one, like, I've seen her attack. She's really clever and crafty. All we got to do is just teach focus, you know, and that's what this training's been about. All right, so we have SK, Venom, Spaniards, Boba Fett, Monkey. All right, so now we're going to just base the rest as we come across them. Oh, I know Warriors is on that list. I like Warriors. Frankie. These are just people just off the top of my head. So yesterday we did a training op. Okay? Oh, in this list, make clear, I'm not saying everybody on here needs to be an officer. I'm just saying that these are your guys. You know, and then the next step is you, and this is on you guys, you got to figure out what everybody's role is going to be. Some guys are going to want to take the back seat and just kind of do what they're told. That's fine. We need those guys. Some guys are going to want to be more involved and watch the operation and write, you know, handle the notes. That's fine. We need those guys, you know. And then somebody's, you know, going to be in charge, you know, just, I don't know, just do whatever they do. You know, somebody's got to be the comic relief. You know, there's all kind of jobs for everybody who's actively involved. All right, Toxic Avenger. He jumped in, or he read the notes. The note specifically said to clear minds. I wish he would have done a better job. I did get a chance to talk to him in chat, and he said he'll do better next time. But he used good artillery to clear this one. I needed these gone. He didn't realize that, and I guess I didn't specify as well in the notes. But remember, guys, this is about training instinct as well. So, and you had, because I've learned the leaders cannot pause. Toxic Avenger. This mine and this mine, you could have put one artillery between them and got them both. I mean, again, you're wasting gunboat over here by getting these, because we didn't need these gone, you know. But my point is, you could have just knocked that there. Sorry about that. Had a little mishap there. Let me turn that off. Alrighty. So anyway, the point was, you could have put one bomb right there, and that would have taken out both. There was no point in taking out anything on this side, but you could have. Okay. Alright, so we just discussed that. But anyway, but the point is, I'm adding you to the list, Toxic. And I'll tell you why. Because you talked to us. You know what I mean? And you understood what I was saying. And you read the notes. And you know, and made an honest effort in the chat. You showed me that you're willing to, you know, make the adjustments to improve. So hell yeah, you are on this list. Great job, Toxic. You know, had he, you know, gotten, you know, focused bombs over here instead of over here, this would have been an absolutely perfect attack. As is, it was pretty good, because at least it showed that he's paying attention and he's trying, you know, and that's huge. That is just huge. Okay. Alrighty. Grublet. This was me. So the notes on Fluke said to Warrior some rockets, right? And on these training bases where I'm able to, I like to send in examples of how to get there, because that's the part people have the most struggle with, I think, is just how to get there. So I like to show this is how you get there. And I use grublet just to get there, but you notice that I retreat, because the goal is not for me to succeed. The goal is for me to just demonstrate how you would do it. You know, now, as you can see, grublet has very little gunboat. He has, you know, seven warriors on the field. But for the sake of this demo, it was enough, you know. Like, just to give you an idea, imagine if he had like actual gunboat. Like, he could have shock, and he'd have taken that out, man. Even with his little piddly warriors, his little 7 warriors, he had a legitimate shot. I did hit the retreat button. So that was... Alright, Monkey. Alright, Monkey, here's the thing. I really like you. You're really strong. I don't know, I'm just guessing that you're roughly 13 to 14. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what my eyeballs are telling me, okay? So you can really say, oh, actually I'm a 45-year-old guy. And I'm like, well, dude, you play like a 13-year-old, and that's not really that good. But I'll explain what the problem was. The base said, you know, it was for training and all that. Well, Monkey, you and your leaders, you're going to be in charge of training in the future. Whenever you feel like your team needs just a kind of little refresher of teamwork, you can run these teamwork drills. And the note said something like teamwork training, I changed the notes after your attack, but it's like teamwork training. This is to find out who's reading the notes. Put 1 artillery on this boom cannon, or this one. I just said the farthest left. I was going to take either one of them, not worry about it, just to show that you're trying, and then attack from the left or right side. That was the plan. You did the notes perfectly. Well, but partner, I guess I should have specified, but I kind of didn't need to test you, Monkey. I needed to test like the other member. You needed to test the other members of the team. You knew you were going to do fine. You see what I'm saying? So when it's team training days, guys, leaders, you really got to let the team do it. You just got to let them do it. Now, you can coach them in the chat, you can do whatever, but on training days you need to keep your accounts in reserve to put it away, you know, and talk to another couple guys, you know, guys who are squared away, who you know you can count on, the ones who need to get better. And they'll identify themselves. They'll say, hey, I need to improve on such and such, and I need to improve in these situations, you know. So let the team train. So I have to mark that against you, Monkey. I mean, it was a good attack, you know, you did that, and then you went and you just like cleared freaking everything because you're really powerful, but that wasn't the point of the training, you know. So that was like, we didn't need to prove that. So I then had to change the notes on the fly to it was basically, I made it protect the core, you know, attack everything but don't win. So again, the whole idea was just to find out who's reading the notes so we can identify them, because that's what you need to do. You need to be able to identify who your guys are. Alright, so Buddy on Bonanza, once again, this was me, but this was one of my demos, so you'll see at the end of it, I retreated. I just went ahead and bombed that mine there, got rid of that. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. You know, not that I'm perfect, but guys, this is what, the ones who made a mistake, what I did is 1, 2, 3 smoke, drop, flare a target, smoke there, let them settle on a close target. You guys who messed up, you were trying to flare too long. Don't do it. Your guys will run everywhere in every direction. You need to flare just short, safe distances. Use the extra flare. It's important. So you'll drop, flare to one of these targets, just a quick, easy target to grab onto, smoke. Now you're on to something. Flare again, smoke, flare again, smoke. Once it settles, shock, 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 and that just depends on, you know, your gunboat situation. Okay, so that's what the, you know, that's what the replay was about. So you're not, the ones who messed up are dropping and then just flaring where they wanted to go. That's no. Flare short, manageable distances, and then deal with the target. You'll be fine. Now you don't want to over flare and over smoke, but so you got to play with that. But just count on you're going to need at least 2 or 3 flare to flare the little. Think of it, I don't know, like leapfrog. I guess, you know, you're just kind of leapfrogging from defense to defense. Alright, Savage Scotty. I want to thank you so much, Savage Scotty, for this brilliant warrior run. I'm putting him on the list. He's been vocal. Not like super vocal, but, you know, he's talked. Okay. A little too much, like, smoke, too much grouping of the smoke there, but you got the idea. You clearly watched the replay. Then you flare it again. I prefer, pause, I prefer flaring and then smoking, and I know that's counterintuitive. You feel like if your smoke's already there, what people don't count on is while they're setting up their next smoke trail and getting ready to drop their flare, they're running out of smoke on the spot that they're standing, and they often take unnecessary damage. I promise you, you're going to want to flare, smoke, smoke, flare, smoke, smoke, flare, smoke, smoke. Okay, just remember that line. Flare, smoke, smoke, flare, smoke, smoke, flare, smoke, smoke. If you're consistently doing flare, smoke, smoke, then you're going to be fine because you're flaring manageable distances, and the 2 smokes covers your walking path and covers the spot that you're landing. So flare, smoke, smoke, flare, smoke, smoke. I want that just for you people who are ready to try, who are clearly trying to step up and do warriors. Flare, smoke, smoke, flare, smoke, smoke. Okay? Great job, Savage Scotty. Oh, we didn't finish that replay. I believe he got it, if memory serves. I was really proud. Now, I wasn't available to sit on this chat. I did have other Boom Beach commitments that I had to stick to. You know, but when I did get a chance to check in last night, I was really pleased. Now, I knew there were going to be some people that ignored the notes and did their own thing or did it wrong or whatever. But that wasn't the point. The point was to find out why. Alright, Boba Fett. He is on the list. Alright, Boba Fett, thank you so much again for trying. This was just silly. Never, never, never shock before you drop your troops. Just don't do it. I mean, if you... I don't find very many reasons to do it. If you have stuff that's completely right here, fine, but more often than not, you want to use smoke in that situation. But don't shock things before you've even dropped troops, because in the time that your troops are just getting off the boat, you're wasting time on the shocker. So you need to drop your troops, let them walk, and right as they start to get in the danger zone, shock, shock. You know what I mean? Like, that's how you want to do it. This, you could have done a much more effective run. Had you done that, you would have been able to take out like all of this. So you just gave your Zookas up. You were like, here you go, machine guns, have my Zookas. But you're working on it and you're practicing, and we're going to keep working on the details and the tricks. Okay, Runaway Creepers. Which base? He attacked Flatline, which was a no-win base. We weren't allowed to win. That was the deal. Alright. Alright. Runaway Creepers, you are a low player. We're going to continue to try to get your attention so you can make sure you completely understand what your role on this team is going to be. And I'm not talking about this attack at all. It was a lovely attack. Good job. In general, I want you to know that your type of job is going to be either clearing mines, because I know because you have weak artilleries, that we use that to our advantage, because your artillery, we can shoot, you know, and it'll still clear the same amount of mines that a high-level artillery is. So that way, our big users, they don't have to waste their artillery on clearing mines. They can use their artillery on clearing defenses. You see what I'm saying? That's why I would rather use the low levels, let you guys be on mine duty. When we're going to need to sneak Zookas, or we're going to need to run warriors, we're often going to have some low-level mine duty that needs to be handled. And don't tell me that that's not huge, because it's huge. It's huge, because when I'm running a high-level attack, if I have to waste a barrage on artillery, well, that's 10 gunboat that I can't use for my smoke or my shock. You see what I'm saying? Or my flare, right? But you already did that for me. You took care of the mine, so now I don't have to worry about it. Now all I need to do is think about, I got a smoke, I got a flare, I got a shock. These are the things that I need to do. So, you know, so B, as a low-level creepers, you're going on the list. Great job, great job. Remember, this is just the team. We're just identifying the guys who, if you build around these guys and just continue to, and you're going to kick some guys, and you're going to add some guys, and you'll get some kicks, and then some of these guys that are on the list will go inactive, or there'll be a disagreement, there'll be changes, there'll be adjustments. It's going to happen. Absolutely, it's going to happen. But all in all, you know, you're just going to stick to it. Wheeljack, he's on the list. This was Flatline. Okay, let's put him on the list. Loved watching his attack the other day on Powder Keg when you guys did Powder Keg without me, when he completely found Azuka's sweet spot, and I think about that regularly. So great job. This was Flatline. The specific goal was just, again, to find out who's reading notes and not to win. Like, that's it. That's all it said. Like, just don't win, you know. And that's what you did. So you went in and you didn't win. It was beautiful. Thank you so much, Wheeljack. This is your guy. Wheeljack, he's going to be willing to do whatever he's got to do going forward. We've identified him. And that's what this training is all about. Not everybody is going to watch this video, you know, but the ones that do, they get it. They're like, yeah, man. And that's what we're doing, is we're just, you know, identifying who's got the secret information, or not the secret information, but the secret drive. You know what I mean? So this is Frankie. Frankie, added him to the list already. So he got it. And I guarantee, based on what I know about Frankie, he watched Boba Fett's attack and said, oh, well, here's what I can do better. And I can just do that. So Boba Fett, had you done this, you would have, like, did insane damage. Oh, Grublet. Oh, Grublet. You did miss this shock. For everybody, when you're running Zookas, if you have to choose between the shocking the machine guns and shocking the boom cannons, always go machine guns. Don't even worry about the boom cannons if you have to make a choice. If you've got Zookas right here and you've got machine guns here and boom cannons here and only one shock, please use them on the machine guns. Please, alright? So you would have done, and I know it was clearly just a missed shock, but you would have done much better in this little spot, Frankie, had you got your shock to cover all the machine guns. But that's okay. You know, I mean, we're training. That's what training is about. But see, you did it again. See, that's twice now you missed that machine gun, and it cost you. So, get the machine guns. Also, guys, I know on player bases you're thinking, machine guns are weak. Do not underestimate the power of machine guns. Like, don't do it. Like, I'm telling you, we have seen machine guns ruin a lot of people's, you know, otherwise successful day. Okay. Alrighty. So that was Muffin Man, Flatline. Alright, Muffin Man. I didn't change the notes, and when I signed on later, I know the notes still said exactly what they said, and the chat wasn't 100% buried, so I went back and I saw that you didn't communicate or anything. You just kind of stood there and just took this win. You know, so I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know how to rate that, but I'm not putting you on my list as of yet. Okay, we're gonna need to see. We're gonna need to see a little bit more. Okay, so he's not on the list. All right, Elf. Elf, you are not on the list. I haven't talked to you. I haven't seen you participate in the conversation, and I believe this is the first attack that I've reviewed of you. If we can get Elf's attention and add Elf's name to the list, fine, we should do that. But Elf did not read the notes. Elf doesn't participate. I'm not saying kick Elf, I'm just identifying that Elf is not on my list. And that's what this is all about. It's just identifying who's on the list. I mean, it's a decent attack, you know, but with somebody who's attacking at least decent, then we really need to get them on the list, you know what I mean? Because that's the kind of person we can work with. Okie dokie. So that was that. Dusty. So, Angie, my beautiful wife and the real leader of Still Unboomable, she's sitting here with me. Dusty, let me tell you about Dusty real quick, Angie. Dusty has just been terrible, just all over the place, and all of his attacks since I came over here with the Avengers. Today we do training base. He follows notes. I've yet to speak to him in the chat. I've yet to get his attention, but today,
okay,
he followed notes. Like, are you kidding me? And then he did pretty good. So I'm not adding Dusty's name to the list because I can't ignore, you know, the past few days where he's just like, Dusty. But today he really did really good. So, you know, leaders of the Avengers, get Dusty's attention because he clearly knows how to read. Well, and that's something. You know what I mean? Like, that's useful. So get his attention. That was a decent run. Dusty, if we can get you to watch this video, flare the walls. You know, hug the walls a little better, and you can walk right around all those mines. But great job, Dusty. Not on the list, but acknowledging you did a great job. Warriors, you are on the list, and he went Zukas. You know, Warriors has been with us since I've showed up. Like, he's been involved. So if he's not an officer, he may not be super skilled. But remember, for your officers, all you really need is somebody who understands the plan and can casually, just another guy to just casually be around. So if somebody comes on and is like, I don't really understand the plan, that's just one more person that you can say, oh, he understands the plan. So, and that's all you need. And he understood the plan. He understood that the win from reading the notes, I didn't tell him. He understood from just reading the notes what was going to happen, that the win was going to come from the HQ 9 o'clock, and he got the win. And all beautiful all-Zuka win. If y'all would have went in with a bunch of heavies and riflemen and Zukas, that may have taken 2 or 3 more shots. You never know. Okay. So, good job, Warriors. He is on the list. Where I'm missing, there's Warriors. Paul B, he's on the list. Like, as I'm looking through, like, guys, there's a lot of names on this list. And decent players as well. You know, just got to get their attention, but he read the notes. Nice smoke there. Alright, you want to drop all your flags in the corner on this situation. But in the end, it all worked out. Okay. See where he flares. See your smoke's running out. See, you gotta be a little faster. Work on the timing. But again, this is training. I don't know if this was your first time running Warriors, but you know, all in all, great job. Hope you have a shock here. Okay, good job. A little late on the shock. You gotta watch that, but you gotta rock it. You know, great Warrior training. Paul, you are on the list, sir. Okay, then Meh. I don't know anything about Meh. You're not getting on the list. You could have gotten disconnected or something. We'll view battle. We'll see. You know, maybe Meh realized that Meh didn't know what the heck was going on. I don't know what Meh was thinking. I don't know. You know, I don't know. Didn't pop up in chat. You're not going on this list. Meh. Box Bears, you are not on. I'm kicking you reasonably soon, Box Bears, but not right now because I'm sure you're still getting some intel. Here, let's look at that now. 34 intel? Yeah, fine. Alright, Box Bears isn't doing any real harm right now, so don't be in a hurry to kick Box Bears. But at the same time, understand that, you know, we all know, the people who are paying attention, the people on this list all know what's eventually going to happen to Box Bears. But right now, let's at least take advantage of Box's intel. Zorok, he's on the list. Zorok. Like, and this is, and the fact that I've got this list happening, you know, and it's already so long. That's what's making this training with this team so much better than some of the other teams I've done on. Mountain Dew was a team that worked out great. I've checked on them, and they're really coming along. Then there's been some other teams that I won't mention that it didn't work out so well. But guys like you on the Avengers, like this list, that's what it comes down to. Zorik, if memory serves, you went for the straight flare on the rocket, and what happened is your warriors just kind of scattered all about. Let's see if that's true. Yep. Okay. Pause. If you go back and watch this replay, you'll see that I flared here, smoked. Flared here, smoke, smoke. Remember what I said? Flare, smoke, smoke. Flare, smoke, smoke. So I flare, smoke, smoke. Flare, smoke, smoke. Flare, smoke, smoke. Shock, 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 whatever your gunboat situation is. You got me? So flare, smoke, smoke. Flare, smoke, smoke. Everybody remember that. Just remember that stupid little sound in your head for the rest of eternity. And remember, flare, smoke, smoke. Flare, smoke, smoke. Okay? Jeff. Alright, Jeff, here's the thing. I'm putting you on my list. I really am. Because you've bitched, you've complained, you've griped, and you've been argumentative. But you know what you've also done? You've followed notes. You have at least participated in chat. Okay? So, I'm saying, Jeff, assuming you didn't leave and I didn't notice, let's make sure you're still on the team. Where's Jeff? Okay, you're still on the team. 23 intel, not terrible. So, Jeff, I maintain that if we can get you to watch this video, you'll see from this training that you're right on the right track. Like, you could easily be the kind of teammate that the team needs. You know, you can run your tankadiers and player bases. Do it all day, man. Go ahead. Have fun. Absolutely, have fun. But in operations, again, I'm just going to keep making the point, everybody needs to be willing to swap to whatever's needed. And everybody has to, you know, kind of defer to the people that are in charge. That's just the way it is. At some point, somebody will identify themselves as the master strategist of the team. I don't know who that person is yet, but in time it'll happen. And then, you know, we'll all kind of defer to them. But for now, we're just going to put it in the hands of Shark Killer. We're going to put it in the hands of Spaniards and Boba Fett and the people that I'm seeing, warriors I'm seeing in the chat regularly. Right now, since they seem to be on a lot, you know, we'll kind of let them, you know, talk things through. And they'll come up with good, solid plans, I'm sure. So right now, for you, Jeff, we just need you to be willing to learn. Just be willing to just try some of the new things. And I really think you'll enjoy it, Jeff. You're really good. Like, you've got the, you know, the idea. What you did wrong here is you wasted all of your gunboat trying to take out the rocket. That wasn't the point of the training. You were like, oh, this training is pointless. Well, no. This attack was pointless within the training, because that's not what the goal was. The goal was to flare, smoke, smoke. Flare, smoke, smoke. To start working on that. Because you wasted all your gunboat trying to take it out that way, you didn't get to do it. Now, I know you're thinking, yeah, but this is pointless. I could have went in with my tankadiers and I could have blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, brother, this is about finding out who is your guy. You know what I mean? Oh, and if you have to flare when you're running, or if you have to shock when running warriors, please, shock machine guns. Ignore boom cannons. You know? But in the end, you found a way to remove a rocket. So, you know, we don't need the warriors to destroy multiple things. We need the warriors to destroy specific targets. You got me? But, so there you go, Jeff. I put you on the list. And only you can take your name off of it. And it's going to be based on your attitude, your actions, how well you do or don't work with everybody. Fluke. Mark 1986. He's not going on the list. I'm kicking him at some point. Let's look at his intel. Mark 1986. 8 intel. Yeah, I'd probably kick him next time he doesn't follow notes. You know, you got to send a message to the other team sometimes. You know, just say, oh, you don't follow notes, you're out. Just a little reminder. Okay, so Spaniards. At this point, I logged in. This is last night. I logged in, opened it up free for all. Spaniards was ready to go on that. Not much to critique or review. Just he went in and got the win. You know, held everything locked down. You know, because of the great team effort that everyone had done earlier, he was able to get this win easily. You know, had he still had all those rockets there, he would not have been able to deal with this. But because you guys did a great job of removing the rockets for him, he was able to go in, hold those booms down, and it was done. You know, beautiful. You know, I know you're thinking, oh, you know, tanks or rockets don't hurt tanks. No, one rocket, no, typically. 3 rockets, man. I've seen some really strong tanks get taken down by 3 rockets and up. Alright, so and then after that, the rest of the attacks were me, and this was just putting it away. This was just me. Okay, I've got 5 attacks left. I'm going to use them and put away the last base. So, again, this is my example. Here we go. Ready? Flare, smoke, smoke. Watch it again. Flare, smoke, smoke. See that? Flare. Well, I didn't smoke there, but I didn't need to, obviously. Okay, and then here we go. Now it's going to drop. Shot, shot. That was in real time. There you go. You know, there you go. And I went in, had a plan, knew what I was trying to do. I needed, on one attack, I needed to remove 1 rocket. That was the goal. If I could remove 2, great. But I didn't, you know, I knew I just needed to remove 1. 1 would do just fine. Okay. Flare, smoke, smoke. Flare, smoke, smoke. Flare, smoke. Shock, shock, shock. Go and get whatever damage I can get on that. Okay, this is Recruiter. Running Warriors. Same thing. So this is how you do it. Flare, smoke, smoke. Speed it up. You know, I kind of lost it a little bit there. Not sure what happened, but it's okay. In the end, knew what I had to do, made it work. It's all about the flare, smoke, smoke. Flare to a target, smoke them, let them settle on the target, flare, smoke, smoke. So this was Blueberry. For now that I've dealt with, you know, the lion's share of the rockets, I knew that now Blueberry could come down here and work on all this single shot and these power cells to start, you know, bombing that rocket. Again, keep in mind, when I was looking at this, when I logged off yesterday morning and said, all right, guys, you're on your own. Good luck. I'll be back this evening. You know, I didn't know what I was going to be left with. I just had confidence that your team, that the Avengers, would do a well enough job between the mistakes and the successes, that they would do a well enough job that I would be able to finish it, you know, with the help of various team members who were sitting on reserve for me. And that's what it was. And my confidence in the Avengers allowed me to go in and make these, you know, ballsy, brazen attacks. But it's because if I screw up, and I do screw up, you know, you got my back. And that's how it works. When you have the confidence of knowing that if you do screw up, that you can try an attack, and if you screw up, that the next guy's got your back, and he's gonna buckle down. Now, what can happen sometimes is everybody will try to make the same mistake, trying the same high-risk maneuver. Here's another little lesson. If 2 people make the same mistake on the same high-risk maneuver, then it's time to change strategies. All right, okay, stop. Let's find a different solution. What that often can mean is just dedicate one attack to removing that one flamethrower that's making it tricky, you know, whatever. But anyway, but then Mishu went in all Zukas. And I'm glad that it went this way because I got to show you 3 warrior attacks, 1 rifle attack, and an all-Zuka attack. Notice how I'm grouping them all together. Smoke, 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 smoke. Shock, shock. And I just knew my girls were going to be able to handle it from here. Never had any doubt or concern. And that's it. And that was how we went. You know, and you guys were a huge part of that, because you were able to put the other bases away so effectively. And I know what we're thinking. It was like, yeah, but it was just upper lip. It's really easy. I'm like, yeah, but again, this list, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 players on this list. That's a lot. Now, so here's what's going to happen for you 14. Now that we've identified you 14, guys, you don't need to all be officers. You need to just sort out amongst yourselves who's who. You know, if you go by my opinion, if my opinion matters, and I had to make a depth chart right now based off of this, I'm calling Shark Killer. I'm saying he's your main guy. Okay, so let him start the op. Let him write the notes for now, and this can change as soon as somebody shows that they're better at doing it. Then this is just what, you know, if I had to make a decision right now. So I'm putting him main notes. Okay. Monkey, I'm calling you back pocket strength. What that means is I want you to just kind of sit out operations, and when we need a closer, when we need somebody just insanely powerful to go in and make sure this thing gets put away, no mistakes allowed, that's what a monkey's for. Yeah, you can be the leader. That's a leader position. Let's see. Venom, you have a pretty busy real life schedule from what I'm piecing together, so I'm not asking you to watch the notes, but I'm definitely putting you on the night shift. Okay? So that means when it's convenient for you, you know, just that you'll have a time where you just kind of keep an eye on things. Spaniards, you seem to be throughout a lot, so I'm putting you, if I have to put you, I'm putting you on just kind of backup note duty. So if you ever see any adjustments need to be made to the notes throughout the day, and it'll happen because you'll write the notes, you know, step 1, Warrior Rocket, and then, you know, say Shark Killer, he did that, he'll write Warrior the Rockets, and then he's busy for the next 3 hours, and then somebody comes in and Warriors the Rockets. Well, now somebody's got to change the notes, you know, so I'm thinking like a, you know, like a Spaniards, you could do that. Boba Fett, I'm not putting you on note duty right now, just because I haven't seen enough in you understanding the whole plan, but you're going to get there, so don't even worry about that. Warriors, I really like your enthusiasm. I'm going to put you on notes, but not to do notes regularly, but more of like, if nobody else is around, you know, you can come up with a basic plan, but you got to work on your skill. Frankie, you can't have too many people on notes, but I'm definitely putting you answer questions. I like Frankie. I think he's kind of getting the idea. Answer questions. Toxic, I like that you're participating. Scotty, I like that you're participating. Okay, you know, and I'm just basing a lot of this on just what I've seen. So I think that's a good little list. You know, Jeff, I really want to see Jeff succeed, man. I really want to see Jeff succeed in this system, and there's no reason that he can't. All we got to do is, he's in the chat. He even said last night, he was like, I thought he was, when I was saying, Jeff, I don't know if you're going to be good enough for this. And he was like, well, see ya. And I'm like, all right, bye. And then he never left. So it's like, okay, well, Jeff, you must kind of like it here if you didn't leave. So if you kind of like it here, then let's kind of make it work. You know what I mean? Let's kind of get along. This is going to be fun. I think Jeff's going to be awesome. So again, right now, here's my depth chart. Here's my chain of command. I'm going to put Shark Killer in charge, just generally. And again, I promise you, it has nothing to do with his level. It has everything to do with his enthusiasm of working together. Okay? That's strictly that. And that doesn't mean that he's in charge like, oh, he has to be the boss and he has to be mean to everybody. No, nothing like that. Just, he clearly wants, he wants what's best for the team. You know, so when you have a guy like that, use that. You know, Venom, I'm putting you on night shift duty, you know, night shift management. So it kind of works with your schedule, I'm thinking, as a substitute teacher, so that way you'll be free in the evenings when you're just goofing off. And again, you don't have to live on Boom Beach, just make a point to check in. Let's see, Monkey, you're my back pocket, guy. When I need somebody really strong to put a base away, a tricky base away, I'm counting on you, but you got to be willing to use whatever troops are needed. Warriors and Spaniards, I like you on backup notes. You seem to have a good idea of what's going on, and that's important. Frankie, I got you on answering questions because, again, you seem to kind of get it, but that doesn't mean I think you're really good at anything. I just think like you're often when people have a question, often all they need is just somebody who is at least aware enough of the whole situation to say, hey, here's what you need to do. You know what I mean? Even if it's just a simple, can you bomb some mines for me? Can you weaken this rocket for me? Little things like that. Often when people don't know what to do, all they need is just one person who's willing to help them make a decision about a strategy. Warriors, you've definitely shown me that. Frankie, you've shown me that. Savage Scotty, I want to get you talking. I think you're going to be fine. Creepers, I think you're going to be fine. Wheeljack, he's definitely on answering question duty. He may even he may even be qualified for note duty. So remember, and if somebody's an officer, it doesn't mean that you're in charge. That's not how it works. It just means that we trust you enough to kind of help direct, help guide, but you don't need everybody saying, oh, you did it wrong, and everybody kicking everybody and like, God, no, no. On Still Unboomable, the only person who really ever kicks is me. And other people will kick, and Angie will kick, and Nick can kick, a Brian can kick, but it's just all kind of understood that we only need one bad guy. You know what I mean? So even if somebody needs to be kicked, instead of them just kicking themselves, they'll talk to me and say, hey, what do you think? And I'll give my input, and if I agree or disagree, we'll base on that, So just because you're an officer, don't think, oh, I'm going to kick you if you don't do it the way I want. No, that's not how this works, pal. I will demote you I would demote you so fast. I would kick you if you started kicking my guys, without at least consulting the other leadership and getting an opinion. Maybe fella was just having a really bad day. Why you got to kick him for that? Give him an opportunity. He's your teammate. Talk to him. Now if he's just garbage, everybody will know it and it won't even be a big deal. All right, so I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. So we got a nice little depth chart here. Maybe I'll type this out in the video description. No, I'm not going to do that. You'll just have to watch this and take notes. So I'm going to read it one more time. Get your pen and paper. Pause the video. Here we go. Shark Killer, you're my main guy. You start the operation. You do the general notes. Venom, you're our night shift manager. Spaniards, I'm going to need you on backup note duty. If SK isn't around, or if he needs, to bounce ideas off, or if you need to bounce out ideas off, y'all can communicate about that. Warriors, we don't want to clutter the chat too much. So in time, you guys amongst yourselves will identify, who's really good at figuring out the best way to write the notes. Because sometimes it's just about how to communicate a simple idea in the notes, and sometimes it's not as easy as it sounds. Frankie, I'm liking you for answering questions. Wheeljack, I'm liking you for answering questions. Monkey, you're our back pocket strength. Yeah, I think that would do it. Also, Venom, but as the night shift, you might find more opportunities for grenades, as well as Jeff. Just promise me, guys, don't go looking for reasons to use grenades. Look for the fastest, easiest ways to beat the base, right? Because I promise, if you're just going in looking for reasons to use grenades, it won't be that effective. You'll say, oh, but I took out all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, but you could have done a much better thing around here. But when the perfect grenade situation comes up, by all means, do it. But it's got to be perfect, It's got to be perfect. Because otherwise, it's just you could have done much more with something else, especially these level 1 grenades. Alright, so I'm going to wrap that up. Well, I hope that was a help. We're going to get you through one more hard operation. I'm not bringing over any of my big accounts. This will probably, be tomorrow, but we're going to get you through one normal to hard operation. I'm just all the accounts that are here right now, so that'll be tomorrow. Notice how the intel is just piling in now that everybody's excited and motivated. See how easy that works? Like, once you get people talking, and the intel just takes care of itself. It's like easy. Once everybody feels like they're a part of something, it's just like, it's fun. It is just so much fun. So we are probably going to start. So we did upper lip for training. Let's get through. Have you ever beaten Mambo? We're gonna beat Mambo tomorrow. How about that, guys? And we could start it right now, but we're not. We're gonna do it tomorrow. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. I want to thank everyone at home for watching this, taking the time out of their day to watch this. If you are a mid to high level player looking for a team that is ready to take off, you need to look up the hashtag 20R0YCCV. That's hashtag 20R0YCCV. As always, I want to thank you so much for watching. Please remember that we are still unboomable, and as always, please be safe.